Morning, this is Lance from Midwest Air Compressor with another video on showing you how to identify an issue with an inlet. Today I'm showing you what is going on with a 220 horsepower inlet and the issues that we came across and how we diagnosed it. The customer complaint said that the unit was having a hard time starting and it was over amping. So we got the unit back and we discovered that the inlet wasn't actually closing when it shut down. Upon further review and diagnosing, we figured out that the inlet actuator actually had a broken spring inside because it uses pressure to open and spring to close. This actuator uses air pressure right here to push it open, turning the butterfly open and build pressure. Well, what happened is the spring inside of here to return it to the closed position that it's in right now was broke, and it would only close partially, and it would start with a fully open inlet. The problem with the inlet not being closed on startup is it's trying to start under a load with half winding because it started on Y delta. So it used half the motor when it's pulling a load, and it overamped almost immediately, and it wouldn't actually start the unit. So the inlet gets sump pressure from this line right here, comes across, goes down to a water separator filter right here that collects any vapor or mist. Then it goes to your load unload solenoid, which is normally open. Then it goes to this coupling right here. And then inside here, where this fitting goes into the block, there's a screen and an orifice. That screen was plugged. So it's always a good idea, if you're seeing your inlet actuator not react as fast as it should be, pull all of this off, remove this line, and check the screen down in here. We also checked the inlet actuator action to make sure that it was actually spring tight, really hard to open by hand, and it had a lot of play in it, so we took it off, took the actuator apart, and noticed that the spring was split in two. The spring was broke. So that also didn't allow the inlet to close. It was having a hard time opening because of pressure and the screen was plugged, but it also wasn't closing, which is much more important. So after removing this line, double checking this filter in here, double checking that the solenoid was clean and clear, checking that this didn't have anything in it, and cleaning that screen, also blowing through this line that feeds your actuator, we discovered that once it was cleaned, the inlet reacted as it should. So if your Airmax has this style inlet with an actuator on the side, it's never a bad idea to make sure that the screen is clean and to make sure that your actuator is working as it should, going fully up and fully closed. Again, if you have this style inlet, this is on a 220 horse 2-stage unit, but if your inlet has this style actuator, it's not a bad idea in your PMs to double check and make sure that that actuator is working full open and full closed upon shutdown. These are just the steps that we took to diagnose it. It's not a bad idea if you're having any issues to double check and go through the solenoid, the water separator, and that actuator to make sure that they're all functioning as possible. If you're seeing any type of issues with it bogging down or on startup, you're seeing a lot of amps or anything else like that, doesn't hurt to double check and make sure that your inlet's actually closing and working properly. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope it helped you out.